Hey guys, Psych Gaming here, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today's video is going to be a sort of introduction to the game, because I know a lot of people, well, PC gamers to be specific, who've never actually tried this game. So today I'm going to try and show off and explain what World of Tanks actually is, and why you should be playing it. Before I begin, this video is intended at kind of an audience which does not know this game, whereas my channel is going to be aimed at an audience which knows this game very well, and is coming here for very in-depth content. So this is just kind of a starting place so that people who go watch my videos and don't understand what's going on, they've got a place to come to learn the basics without feeling pressured and whatnot. So anyway, the devs describe this game as a historical tank-based MMO. Whether it's an MMO or not, I don't particularly know, but one of the main defining features of this game is the fact that it's completely free to play. You can play through the entire game and not have any worse of an experience to someone who's paid a lot of money for it. So anyway, you might be wondering what's going on in the background. This is the garage right up here, and from here you can see a lot of things. You can see the tanks which I've got. These are all the tanks I've got at the moment, and you can also access all the crew, the consumables, all the tank parts for my specific tanks. And actually this tank is a VK3601H, which is it's a tier 6 German medium tank, though that does sound like a mouthful. Let me just go in here. So the way that the game works is tanks are all split off into tiers. When you start off with a tier 1 tank, and then as you play through the game, you're going to move up the tiers, and your eventual kind of goal is to get the tier 10 tanks, which are all up here. And they're the best tanks in the game. It does take a while to get up there, and as you can see, my VK3601H here is a tier 6, and there it is. I've had to go through these 5 tanks to get there. And now, that is not all the tanks in the game. You have 6 nations here, which all have their own tanks. And you can pick to go down whichever one you want. You can go down a lot of them. I mean, look at my tanks. I've got German, well, it's not exactly a good example, but British, American, Soviet, and I've had a lot of other tanks. I've just sold quite a few tanks actually. I've got 2 tank slots, as you can see, and so I've had to actually, no, moving on from selling, there is quite a few currencies in this game. You've got credits, which is what you earn. It's kind of your general currency. You buy tanks with credits. You sell tanks for credits. You buy ammo and consumables and parts for your tank with credits. And then you've got gold, which is your premium currency. You get a premium account with that. You buy premium tanks like these with gold, and you also get premium consumables and premium ammo and stuff with gold. And you buy that with your own money. That's where the kind of free-to-play that's where they make their money from with this game. But also, everything that you do earns you credits, like I said before, but also experience. And that's kind of you first have to unlock things with credits, with experience, and then you buy it with credits. So if I wanted to get this Tiger, I would have to unlock it with 45,000 experience, and at the moment I've got 17,000, and then I'd have to buy it with however much not experience, I keep getting them confused, I'm so sorry, with 1,390,000 credits. That's the basics of the kind of garage. Let me just go through what's down here. These are the current parts on my tank. You may have seen them inside the research part as well. And then you've got equipment. So this goes quite in depth actually. You can get up to 3 bits of equipment. There's 3 types of ammo for this tank, and you can have up to 3 consumables. And that's pretty much the same for all tanks. Now actually, there are 5 different types of tank, which I can easily show off here. So you've got light tanks, such as the light tractor, and then you've got medium tanks, such as like the Panzer IV or the VK3601H, and then you've got heavy tanks, such as the Tiger, such as the E75, the E100, the Maus. Then you've got 2 interesting, more interesting types of tanks. They're all quite interesting, but you've got tank destroyers. These things generally have fixed guns, so they can only pivot like they can only look towards the front of the tank, but they generally have either good or bad armor, and they have extremely good guns. And then you've got artillery, like they're named SPGs in the game, self-propelled guns, and it's basically artillery on wheels. They've got extremely good guns. They've got long reload speeds, and they're a more tactical way to play. As you can see, I've got light tanks, tank destroyers, medium tanks, heavy tanks, and artillery for that fact. I've got all 5 types of tank. I feel like I've rambled for long enough. I'm going to jump into a couple of games now, show you what gameplay is actually like, because that's probably the thing you came here most for. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. So guys, I've just jumped into a game in my VK3601H, and it turns out I'm actually in a tier 6 game, which is brilliant. In World of Tanks, you don't just face up against tanks of your own tier. As a tier 6, I can face anything up to a tier 8 and anything down to a tier 4. But as you can see on the other team, a tier 4 is joined with a tier 1, and the matchmaking has went off the tier 4. So the tier 1's in a tier 6 game. So basically this is not the standard game mode actually, this is called Encounter Battle. This is, as you can see on the map, there is a flag, and both teams have got to either try to capture that flag or kill the enemy team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards the flag. However, I'm not going to try and capture it because it's not generally a good idea, just because at the start of the game you're going to end up dying because there'll be so much opposition still left alive. If you're ever going to capture, you want to capture it late. So there's some pretty detailed mechanics in this game. I don't particularly want to go over them just yet. I'll probably do them in separate videos, but like such as the spotting mechanic and the penetration mechanic, which are both, well, at least the penetration mechanic's pretty realistic. Because if you could just do damage every time you shot, it wouldn't really show very much realism. Now, I don't know what this guy's doing, but I missed. Didn't miss that time though. I didn't kill him though, unfortunately. Right, now, as you can see up here, someone is already capturing the base. That basically means someone's in that circle. So what I'm going to try and do is try and either take him out or help to take him out. Now, unlike a lot of games, a single person will generally not be able to turn the tide of a battle. If your team is losing, generally the only way you're going to be able to bring it back is if your team pulls together and you all work together efficiently. Now, what this means is generally the fate of the battle will be decided like the second that the match is made, which is unfortunate, but damn it, I missed. Oh my god, I just had a hit but it did no damage. This guy will die now. Oh. Right, there's a tier 5 heavy in front of me, KV1. Probably shouldn't be behind my teammate like that though. I feel really guilty. Damn it. I don't think there would be much that I could have done to save his life though, so he missed. See how that I just took a shot there, but if you look in the bottom left hand corner there is no damage taken. That's because the shot ricocheted off my armor, and so did that one, because this tank's got fairly decent armor actually. So I don't particularly want to always keep picking this corner, just because it's just going to end up in a stalemate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my tank around and try and go somewhere else. Probably up this hill. Oh, there's a guy behind me. I can't believe I didn't see him on the map. Thank God he just missed there. Wow, that was very lucky. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner here, I've got my tracks damaged, my engine damaged, and my turret is damaged. There is quite a detailed damage model in this game. You can damage all the modules on your tank, such as tracks, engine, turret, radio, main gun, ammo rack, and you can also injure all of the crew in the tank, and then whatever they did before is then done worse. I don't know if this guy's looking this direction. No, he's not. So now I'm kind of hindered as far as mobility is concerned. The reason why I took so much damage there is because he rammed me, which did damage to him, but also did damage to me. So I just want to put a load of shots into this guy as he's not particularly paying attention.
Enemy armor is damaged. Ricochet.
See, that was another demonstration of the penetration mechanic. He just said ricochet. Now, like ricochet generally, like the whole penetration mechanic is really helpful for like heavy tanks, because generally the heavy tanks have good armor, and it means that there's a load of tricks to make your armor better, and it means that generally the heavy tanks will last a lot longer than the lighter tanks, unless you've got good light tank drivers. Now we are losing 12-10 here. That's referencing the player count. We've killed 10, they've killed 12. Now I am aiming horribly here, but it doesn't help that there's a teammate in the way. Now I need to be watching for this guy. That's him dead. And that's me dead. I think this was actually a pretty good game, even though we probably are going to lose. We probably won't be able to bring it back from this point, just because it's very heavily dependent on numbers of players in this game, and he is going to die now. He's got tanks either side of him. I'm surprised he hasn't died yet, actually. There we go. So that's basically the gameplay in World of Tanks. After all, you won't win every game, but when you do win, it is a much better feeling. So this is kind of the demonstration of how many credits you'll earn per game in a sort of mid-tiered tank. So as you can see, I've earned 28,000 credits and 843 experience. And this is the sort of stuff, like, I critically damaged pretty much everything that I shot. I mean, look at all that. And then I spotted 2 enemies, which is to do with the spotting mechanic. So I hope this has been interesting and helpful. If you want to get the game, I'll put a link down in the description, so it will probably just take you directly to the download page. And thank you so much for watching. I've been Psych Gaming. I'll see you next time.